A hair salon was forced to remove a job ad for a happy stylist because that's discriminatory against unhappy people. A Ukrainian airline banned a woman who used the plane's emergency exit to get out on the wing because it was just too hot inside. And a woman was sentenced to prison after she glued her vagina in order to frame her ex-boyfriend. These are the weird stories for Tuesday. They're so weird. They're from around the world. This is Weird AF News. If you're just joining me for the first time, I'm Jonesy, the host of Weird AF News. This is the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian. I got 3 segments of weird stuff that I found from around the world. Let's get right into it.
You're listening to Weird AF News with Jonesy.
A hair salon had to remove their job advertisement for a happy stylist because it is discriminatory against unhappy people. A hair salon says it was told by a job center it couldn't run an advertisement recruiting a, quote, happy stylist because the word is discriminatory against those who are unhappy. Allison Birch listed the job ad looking for a part-time qualified hairdresser at her AJ's unisex hair salon in Stroud, England. The position called for someone with 5 years' experience of working in a salon, that's typical, who is confident in barbering as well as all aspects of hairdressing. And the advertisement stated, "This is a busy, friendly, small salon, so only happy, friendly stylists need apply." Birch says she then received a call from her local job center informing her that she could not run her ad. The word happy is considered discriminatory. I don't know how. Birch claims the job center told her that the advertisement may make some people feel they cannot apply if they do not consider themselves to be a happy person. Good. We don't want your miserable ass in the hair salon, to be honest with you. I'm not sitting in a chair with an unhappy hairdresser. I've had unhappy hairdressers. Ornery, aggravated hairdressers. They're terrible. They're the worst. Birch shared this conversation that she had with the job center on the salon's Facebook page. Of course, I would too. She claims the man at the job center said to her, "I'm sorry, miss, but the word happy is a discriminatory word. We aren't allowed to use it, as somebody who is not happy will be discriminated against in this case. We should change the word in case somebody thinks that they can't apply for the job because they are not quite happy." Come on. Birch even questioned herself. She was like, was I being a bit sensitive? Is the word happy discriminative? Or has this whole world gone mad, she asks. No, the whole world has gone mad, Birch. Definitely gone mad. I can tell you right now from hosting this Weird AF News podcast for over 800 episodes in 3 years, the world has definitely gone crazy. Birch wondered, does this mean that every descriptive word is discriminative? Happy, tall, smart, elegant? What kind of job ad can I write? I feel your pain, Birch. Just write, looking for human that breathes, can cut hair, has a brain. Oh no, because then you don't be discriminating against people without brains. I don't see how discrimination can be brought into it when the qualities you're looking for are actually required for the position. Like a host at a restaurant should be a happy person, a friendly person. So if you put friendly, we're looking for a friendly host. Is that discriminatory? You don't want unfriendly people working in that position. We are looking for an honest bank teller. Well, that is not going to allow the dishonest bank tellers to feel comfortable applying for your position. So can we switch it up a little bit? Okay, sorry. I'm looking for a bank teller who may be honest or dishonest. Someone who may or may not rob the shit out of us. Is that better? I don't know what kind of world I'm living in now, but it just seems like the overly sensitive is taking over and creating a world where nothing is making sense. Am I over-exaggerating here? My advice to the hair salon is to take out your own ad somewhere else. Don't use that job center. They're ridiculous. Take out an ad on Craigslist even if you have to, or the English version of Craigslist. I don't know if you have Craigslist over there. And word the advertisement however you want. Put in the qualities that you're looking for in a hairstylist. If your employees are happy people, if the atmosphere is pleasant, then hire somebody pleasant and happy and don't even listen to these other people. It's ridiculous. Whew, I got to calm down, man. This one really got me. A Ukraine airline bans a woman who used the plane's emergency exit to get on the wing because it was just too hot inside the plane. And the photo is hilarious. There's just this, she looks like a housewife. She's standing on the wing with the purse in her hand. I'm like, how did she get out there? The airline banned this woman from future flights, of course, as they should, after she opened a plane's emergency exit, climbed onto the wing. How did nobody stop her? You could just walk out on the wing like this? I mean, I've always wanted to. I just assume an employee would prevent me from doing this, or another passenger. The woman walked onto the wing when the aircraft landed in the Ukraine, complaining that she was feeling a little too hot inside the plane. This was after she flew from Turkey with her husband and her children. Left the children in there. Just walks out on the wing. Mommy, where are you going? Mommy's hot. Out of my way. I'm going on the wing. The video shows her re-entering the plane through the emergency exit while airport staff appear to talk to her from the ground. A fellow passenger said that almost everyone had disembarked from the aircraft when she stepped onto the wing. Why doesn't she just wait until she gets inside the air-conditioned airport like everybody else? This woman's insane. That's what's going on. Impatient, unreasonable, and, endangering herself, possibly her family. Thank God she didn't drag the kids out on the wing. The passenger that saw it said that she walked almost all the way from the tail to the emergency exit row, opened the door, and went out. Her two children had already deplaned when they saw her up on the wing. What are you doing? This woman's off her meds or something. She wasted? Upon seeing the woman out on the wing of the plane, the pilot called for an ambulance, police, border guards. According to the report, the woman had already returned to safety inside the plane when all that arrived. The authorities confirmed that she was not under the influence of alcohol, nor drugs, after they did a test on her. Well, then what the hell is with this lady? The airlines made a statement that the passenger was blacklisted for gross... Oh, I should do a Ukrainian accent for this. The passenger was blacklisted for gross violation of aviation safety rules and behavior on board plane. Was that good? They pointed out that the police and the doctors failed to get an adequate response from this breach, also described her action as dubious, and accused her of setting a poor parental example. Yeah, well, that's for sure. Your kids are looking up at you while you're on the wing of a plane. Are you out of your mind, lady? Along with banning her from future flights, the airline has also demanded that the woman be fined with an exceptionally high financial penalties. Major penalties for this behavior. Not in Ukraine, you will not. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. A woman has been sentenced to jail after she glued her vagina in order to frame her ex-boyfriend. Oh, the old glue your vagina trick. No one's falling for that anymore. Who is this lady, this vagina gluer? Vanessa Geston. She's been sentenced to 10 years in prison after she glued her own private parts in a bid to frame her ex-boyfriend, Ivan Rico, for the crime. This occurred in Spain. Vanessa Gesto accused Ivan Rico of kidnapping her outside her home and later abandoning her while semi-naked after squeezing the superglue into her private parts. Oh, wow. That's a crazy thing to accuse somebody of. Very creative as well. I don't know how she thought of this. Her life fell apart, though, when investigators uncovered CCTV footage from a Chinese supermarket showing Vanessa buying the glue and a, quote, kidnap kit, including knives that she used to harm herself. I didn't know stores sold kidnap kits. What's in a kidnap kit? I'd imagine rope, maybe a hood. Clearly knives. Probably not the glue. Maybe like a ransom note. You know, when you fill in the blanks, like you put in the person's name and how much money that you want. I'm just imagining what a kidnap kit would have in it. Some walkie-talkies for you and your cohort. You need like a burner phone to call the parents of the kidnappee to demand a ransom. All right, that's just weird that I'm trying to figure out what would be in a kidnap kit. But Halloween's coming up, guys. It says here, not only that, it was discovered that no vehicles, save for a council bin lorry, passed the area she claimed to have been assaulted and tortured. This was after she claimed that she was kidnapped in a black car in a certain area. A court in the northern Spanish city of Leon convicted her of 2 counts of making up a crime, jailed her for 10 years. Wow, man, they don't mess around in Leon, Spain. I like the charge, too. It's like not fancy. They're just calling it for making up a crime. In the States, we would come up with some fancy phrase for that. Vanessa Gesto, who's been dubbed the glue liar. The glue liar. Is that the best you got? How about the glue vag? That's funnier. Sticky vag? The super glue vag. Super vag? She was ordered to pay her ex 25,000 euros in compensation as well. Prior to her lies being discovered, 36-year-old Rico had spent days in prison. Oh, man. Because of her accusation, the guy was in prison for days. He's like, I didn't glue anybody's genitalia. I'm telling you. I never think of such a thing. How does someone think of that? This lady's lawyer, Amelia Esteban, cut ties with her client after it emerged that she had tried to frame Rico over the made-up crime. The lawyer said, I always believed Vanessa, and that's why I defended her. I feel humiliated and deceived. Is this like the only honest criminal lawyer in the world right here? I think we found this lawyer's in Spain, by the way. Fabulous. Lastly, I'm just kind of curious at how her vagina's holding up. Like, is it going to be shut forever? Like, how does this work? Super glue is pretty potent, but it kind of tends to wear off after a while. I don't know what it's like to super glue genitalia shut, but I'm kind of curious on how that works. Like, what's going to happen? That's a strange thing to wonder, but I'm just wondering. You're wondering too. Don't lie. You're like, oh, will it ever come? Will it ever open again? Like, what goes on there? Like, what's going to happen when she has her period? Is it going to be stuck up in there? I mean, man, I got so many questions. Hello, my friends and loyal listeners of Weird AF News. This is the host, JONESY. I hope you had a lovely holiday weekend. I did. I worked a little bit, and I relaxed in some air conditioning, watched NBA basketball, did some writing, working on the podcast, that kind of thing. Had a great time. It's good. Didn't really drink, didn't kind of behave myself. It wasn't like a typical Labor Day weekend for me, but just because of the social distancing and the pandemic, I didn't really... Well, typically I'd go to a barbecue, but I didn't do any of that. I didn't go to the beach. Just kind of kept it on the chill side. But yeah, drank a ton of coffee. And had a good time eating. Yeah, did some eating. That's what we do, When you're inside, you just eat, eat, eat. How many of you gotten fat? Raise your hand. You fat from the pandemic? Pandemic fat? Putting on some pounds. Yeah, I'm trying to get my six-pack back. It's going to take a while. Got to work on that. I want to thank those of you who reached out to me. Wish me a happy holiday weekend. The calls that came in, lovely, lovely. I got a new patron named Odd Oregano. So I want to thank Odd Oregano for joining the Patreon. Odd Oregano, join the Patreon. Odd Oregano has the coolest name. Odd Oregano, please welcome yourself to all the extra content that's in the Patreon. Please avail yourself of the free comedy album and all the videos I put in there. I just posted a really cool video. It's about a guy who bought a ghost town. I just thought that was so cool. I'm like, oh man, I want to buy a ghost town. How do you do that? Anyways, it's pretty cool. So check that out. Join the Patreon if you guys are curious, want to see some stuff. I got photos of my tattoos in there, and I wrote what every one of them means. I'm not done yet. I got a few more to put up there, but yeah. In case you're curious, Jonesy's got some tats, and I share them. Yeah, I share them freely. It's patreon.com/weirdafnews. Is that what you're waiting for? You're like, Jonesy, give me the URL. The URL, patreon.com/weirdafnews. Check out the Weird AF News website. Oh, yeah, weirdafnews.com. I got a cool review, by the way, on iTunes. It's short but sweet. Love it. I got 3 stars from Tracy. She wrote, funny AF. This actually made me laugh out loud, LOAD, which I think is even better than laughing out loud. When I make you laugh out loud, Only 3 stars, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you, Tracy. Appreciate the review and the stars. I hope you you remain a listener of Weird AF News. If I made you laugh out loud that time, maybe I'll make you laugh out loud every day, or at least 5 days a week. So please stick around. I appreciate you very, very much. If you guys want to leave me a review on Apple Podcasts, that would be super helpful, or whatever podcast player that you're listening to. What else? Anything else? Yeah, follow me on Instagram at FunnyJones. That's about it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow, which is Wednesday. This week's gonna go by fast. Hope you had a nice holiday weekend, as I said, and thank you for joining me today. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hello, Jonesy. I think I got to claim false advertising on the story where you said the lady in Africa did offer Hogan peanuts, because as you read the story, you said that she bit it and he went to the hospital with just a major tear. Now, that's a terrible thing. That's very bad. But a major tear is definitely different than biting it off. So I think I got to say fake news on that. And whoever wrote that headline definitely was just writing it for sensation. And they're just writing it for the sensationalism of it. And it really wasn't true and accurate in the way it was written. Okay? Fake news.
Pop drop from the sky, bop. A diddy bop, Jew drop. I thank you, bop. Yeah, yeah, yeah.